King Von. We got to get into King Von. What's going on today, La Familia? How y'all doing today? What the business is? Yeah, y'all know we got a crazy video for today as it comes by way of Mogul State of Mind, the platform that does all the interviews out of Chicago. And they talked with Bayo and K Killer, which are King Von's cousins. They gave us some interesting facts, some interesting news. Now y'all know who Bayo is. He's the one who went viral for putting out the information that King Von actually got shot 8 times instead of 1. Now, I did get this video from listening to O Block Hood's channel. He the one that recommended it, and I had to go check it out, man. And I definitely was not disappointed by the information that was presented. Now, we definitely gonna listen to this interview, and I'm gonna chime in and give y'all my thoughts. Then at the end of the video, I'm gonna give y'all my full thoughts. So make sure you like and wipe your feet as you come in the door. Turn them post notifications on, because we're gonna rock out. And I apologize for the sirens, man. You know, these ambulances be going crazy by my house. But with that being said, let's get to it. Believe it.
Random question, but did Von actually go to college?
Yes. He went to South Suburban College. What's that? South Holland? South Holland.
Okay.
I never went to college. He went to college.
That's dope.
I had to realize that the other day. I'm like, I'm thinking like, damn. Well, out of everybody and all this shit people saying about Von, he the only one went to college.
Wow.
Him and his mama.
That's crazy.
And Sky.
How many of y'all actually knew Von went to college? That's something I didn't know, but I could tell that Von was very adequate. I could tell that Von was not no dummy. He was not ignorant. He just portrayed an image. You know what I'm saying? But keep that in mind and keep that in the back of y'all heads as we reviewing this interview.
And I'm back in college.
Okay.
Damn, so that means.
So you back in?
Yep.
Yeah, she back in college. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be rich. I ain't going to college. I ain't gonna lie.
You gonna have that degree under our belt with you.
That shit degree. When we die, you gonna have a degree?
Yep.
By the way, I'm not saying that not going to college makes you inadequate. College does not make you smarter. It does not make you any more intelligent. What it does is it educates you in a certain area of curriculum or a certain area that is a career field.
I don't think so. Wait, what's the date? February? What is it? What's the date? The month?
What?
Your grandmother. What month did she pass in?
She passed April 14th. April 14th. She passed and Von passed.
Oh, in 2020.
She passed
November
first.
Okay,
6th, 2020. My grandma passed April 14th, 2020.
Okay, gotcha.
Her brother passed August 1st, 2020.
Man.
Her daddy passed July 6th, 2020.
Okay.
Her daddy wife passed February 2nd, 2020. Which means, what's that?
Seems like it was 6 people.
Yeah, it was actually 5 people that passed away. But what we would look at the most was the ones that was grouped together, which is, you know, dude's grandpa or great grandpa and his great uncle, then Von, because they were the closest grouped up, and you see a 3 right there. And that's where you see the Most High God actually had a hand in this. Yeah, Satan's seeds might have been the ones to usher it out, but you can see the Most High God, it was utilized to his advantage and not theirs. You know, because people starting to see corruption going on around this. You feel what I'm saying? Now you got to understand the Most High God loves that number 3. Most people would say he loves the number 7 because it was mentioned 467 times more than the number 3. But what you got to understand is the number 3 had more power behind it. You understand? The number 3 is the number that signifies completion. The number 3 is the number that signifies strength. You got to understand, a triangle is the strongest shape in nature. The reason a triangle is the strongest shape in nature is because it has a strong foundation built up with 2 sides that are just as equally strong. So the triangle is an impenetrable shape. It represents strength, solidarity, and completion. Basically perfection. So, in a sequence of Fibonacci, you can correlate it with the sun. It is perfection.
Because I know prior, maybe a week before, a couple of days before Von passed, he was in Dallas with Asian Dog. He had came down to Dallas. I saw Kenny B with him. I think they had hit up V Live for a little bit.
You said Dallas?
Yeah, he had came down to visit Dallas. I don't know if it was like a month prior, but he was down there with Asian Dog. Cause
is that what I was just talking about when they was together?
Yeah.
At a strip club?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was down in Dallas.
And they was on live. And they wasn't in a relationship. They wasn't together at all.
Yeah. Take me through
They were always together even after they broke up because Asian Doll was King Von's handler. Asian Doll was King Von's handler. Do you think Asian Doll randomly met Von and they got together and all of this stuff? No, she was appointed to Von. She knew what her mission was. But let's let them finish talking and we're going to come back to that one. Y'all keep that in the back of y'all head, family.
What was your last conversation like with Von before you passed, and how did y'all find out?
I talked to him the morning of, what you call it, the day before?
It's November 5th. You talking November 5th?
November 5th. He was getting his head done for that night. And he not sentimental, so when we chop it...
He's not supposed to be sentimental, Queen. He's a man. So of course he's supposed to be more disciplined, more structured. He thinks with logic. You're a woman. You think with emotion. In which, that's the balance. That's the balance of nature. That's what perfectly balance out, the humankind. Now you got to understand, a lot of you guys, when we say don't be sentimental, y'all get that mixed up with, not bleeding your emotion, which is crying. Crying is okay, youngest. Y'all got to understand that. All fellas, whether you young or old, y'all need to understand that it's okay to cry. That's how you replenish your spirit. That's how you renew yourself. When something truly hurts you, go ahead and cry. There's a difference between crying and being sentimental. Being sentimental is being overly emotional about everything. Your reaction to everything is from a feminine aspect when you're a sentimental person, i.e. a simp.
That would just be, we telling each other what we doing and we love each other and it'd be that. But on this particular FaceTime call, I was at work and I was watching him getting his hair done and he real tender-headed. So he just steady oohing and on. I'm like, damn, if she hurting you, tell her she hurting you. Like, you just sitting there. He like, I ain't gonna lie, you is hurting me. Could you be a little soft or whatever? So I was just sitting there watching him getting his hair done, which is unusual. Like, it's no soft shit with us. Like, we say we got to say, we say, we love you. All right, we'll talk to you later.
Saying I love you, there's nothing sentimental that you can correlate with that. Love is literally the reflection that we have on earth of the Most High. The Most High is the epitome of strength, masculinity, and all of those different values that are supposed to be distilled into a man. There's nothing sentimental about love whatsoever.
But he looking at me and I'm just looking at him on the phone or whatever. And then I was working for CPS, so the principal ended up calling me on the intercom and I told him, like, I gotta go. I'm gonna call you later, I love you. But it's just, we was just sitting there looking at each other. Like, we never did nothing like that. Like, just kept it,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so when he passed, like, that stuck with me, like, damn,
I got you.
Yeah, but yeah, I talked to him that morning, the day he was getting his head done for that night.
And so
coincidence, when he called me, matter of fact, I ain't gonna lie, I called him. Now, he ain't called me. I called him because that same November 5th, that's my cousin's birthday. That's our other cousin we grew up. Her name Misha. She just said don't mention her name.
Misha.
I don't give a fuck. That's my cousin Misha. It's her birthday November 5th. So the reason I called him to check on him too. That's number one. Number two is because I ain't heard from him like in a week before that. So number two, I called him because me and her having a conversation while we getting ready for her birthday. She like, I'm like, did you hear from did Devon tell you happy birthday? She like, no, he didn't. I don't give a fuck. I'm like,
and that's the thing. Like, somebody gotta tell him about somebody's birthday.
He be forgetting.
Like, I used to tell his mama, like, somebody better remind him to call me on my birthday. But he remembered. It just took him a minute to call me. And like, it's so crazy because I didn't care about nobody else calling me on my birthday but him. Like, that's how I always been about him. Like, after I got that call from him, I'm cool. Like,
family. People put too much emphasis on birthdays. Birthdays are not important. Birthdays make you become a lover of yourself. But this queen right here, you can tell that she deeply loved her family. She seems like that cousin, that cousin that's super bubbly, super happy, loves everybody, overly loves everything. She is a loving, caring, nurturing woman. You can see that in her aura. And this fellow right here, Balo, you can tell he loves his cousin with everything in him. Their answers are genuine, and what they are telling you are genuine. You can tell by their body language and what they saying, how they saying it, and the tone in their voice.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, so what I was gonna say, like on his birthday, not on his birthday, on her birthday, I'm like, Devon call you, she like, nah, but I don't give a fuck. I'm like, but it's still a principle, like, did he call you? So I'm like, did you say he sent you something and all that, cause
That's
he be coming.
thing to say.
Did he send you something? Yeah, cause I'm like, he be coming through for everybody for their birthday nowadays. We got our cousin a millionaire. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna ask.
Facts. That's most definitely for sure. If your cousin got that kind of money, he should give it. You shouldn't even have to ask.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But shit, I ain't really asked for shit like that. But I'm just saying, I'm gonna ask. But I'm like, did he send you something for your birthday? She like, stop saying that because I don't give a fuck. My other cousin, she real stubborn, so she don't care. So she like, I'm finna call him. I'm finna see if he answered the phone. He answered the phone. He got his hair back. He getting his hair done by some girl. Like, what's up? I'm like, what you want today? He like, shit. Fuck all the phone. I'm getting my hair done. I'm in London. You act like you out here. That's what he said. I'm like, I ain't say I was out there. I'm just saying. I'm just asking. I'm just checking on you. I'm asking what you doing. He like, I ain't on shit. Probably got a little show or something like that. But he like, his show was his album release party and top birthday. So he like, what the fuck y'all on? I'm like, we finna go to the mall in a minute because it's Misha's birthday. He like, oh shit, what the fuck y'all lame ass finna do? I'm like, I'm start laughing, because that's his favorite word.
Yeah.
He call us lame, goofy. That's his favorite words to call us, lame and goofy. And I started laughing because I really called him to play it off, tell her happy birthday. And he like, man, y'all ass ain't no shit. Y'all finna be lame as hell for her birthday and shit like that. Just to call him, make her tell her happy birthday. So he never did, and shit like that. Cause he was, like she said, he tender-headed. He had his hair back in, his hair done and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So, we end up, like Misha, like my cousin named Misha, she like, hang the phone, just hang the phone up and shit like that, So we go out and all of that, but I get the call at 2.
If you are listening to his cousins, they are painting you a picture of him being distressed. He had a lot of stress around him, a lot of tension that they seen in his face visibly and in his aura. He pretty much try to play off being himself by saying goofy, y'all lame, what you calling me for? Play it off with his normal self, the joking around, picking and poking. But they could sense that something wasn't right,
I think in Atlanta it's 3. Is it?
If
it's 2 out here, it's 3 out there?
Yeah.
I think it's like 2 o'clock, 2:43 to be exact out here. I'm asleep, but I see a missed call at 2:43, but I called 10 minutes later when I woke up and see my phone from Kayla. And she like, I called her back. She ain't answered. I called again. She answered. She like, I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? You called me because, I'm automatically thinking it's something because it's like you in Atlanta and you calling me at this time and I'm in Chicago. So she like, she sleeps. So she like, yeah, I was calling you because Von had got shot one time. But Louis got shot and Slutty got shot. They saying that Louis and Slutty gone. But Von said he got shot one time. I'm like, what the fuck you mean Louis and Slutty gone? Like, what's going on? Like, what happened? Mad you. I started my clothes line in July. So I had my first photo shoot for Cruel Culture and
you see him, Balo, slickly promote his brand. Smart guy. But what he don't understand is you are the hot commodity right now. You're Von's cousin, and you were one of the closest people to him. So you can explain who Von was off the camera and what happened leading up to his passing. So you are the one who really has the attention.
And November 6th, to be exact. It was coincidence. I had my first photo shoot November 6th. So I end up having to like put it on hold because I'm not photo shoot because I hate getting bad news when I'm doing something. Like I'm gonna put it on hold till I find out that he good and he good. And so next she like he got shot 1 time. Come to find out he got shot 8 times. Come to find out he got shot 8 times.
Oh man.
He got shot times and I'm like and I didn't fucking call some his cousins saying that he good, y'all he good and this and that. And me and his baby mama, Missy, we on the phone. Missy's calling me back to back. I'm calling her this and that, letting her know updates like every 2 minutes and shit like that. She calling me, she like, well, Vonnie is his daddy best friend, son. That I thought was a cousin. The whole time it's not his cousin. And Vonnie, I don't fuck with you. You know I don't fuck with you. And there's some serious shit, I don't fuck with you. So what I was gonna say, I found out from his cousin, like, yeah, he like Von good right now. And I'm telling like Missy like I just heard that he's in surgery right now. So
You see what he said about Vonnie? How you don't mess with him? Now y'all gotta understand, his cousins know that something happened deeper. Why would they say that he got hit 1 time and then say he got hit 8 times? Well, it's like old Block Hood explained. The video showed him getting hit up 1 time. So after the video was off, or after they was away from the video, he had to have gotten hit up again by somebody because it was all an inside job.
Oh my God.
everybody
Bello ended up informing everybody, what was going on next morning. And I'm calling him to see, what's going on. And he telling me like, that everybody's saying he good. He was fine doing his surgery. So,
basically everybody told her, everybody that was there, well, his mama flew, his mama was in my photo shoot. I didn't even know that she left. Like, I'm thinking this is gonna be a regular day. I didn't even know she left. I'm calling her phone because I'm hearing shit.
Of course she left. That was her baby. She's supposed to get on the first thing smoking.
Like from people, and she not answering on the voicemail the whole time. She on a plane on the way out there, like cause somebody already told her. So like I said, Vonnie, he talking to me and Missy, telling us that Von good, he got shot 1 time, and this and that. Whole time he got shot 8 times, and I didn't even fucking know. But I'm feeling better inside my head, inside my heart, like, yeah, he good and this and that, because he told us he got shot 1, he going through surgery, everything good and this and that. Whole time, seconds later, I'm not even knowing that you lied. He never got shot 1 time. He got shot 7 to 8 times. And I hear her in the kitchen crying, Sky. I heard her in the kitchen crying, saying that he gone and this and that. And I'm thinking like, what you mean he gone? Like, I just talked about it.
Say,
What
Balo,
the fuck
man,
are you talking about?
Hear me out, brother. Because you got to understand, Vonnie most likely probably wasn't lying. Everybody seen the video, and it looked like he got hit 1 time. It looked like he got shot 1 time. And next thing we know, we're hearing information from you that he got shot 8 times. So at that point, Vonnie probably didn't know, because if the ambulance or whoever came and picked him up and took him, to the hospital, we heard that Quando took him, but we don't really know. So whoever took him to the hospital could have hit him up even more times. And Vonnie didn't know the case. All he seen was the 1 gunshot. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it like that too. But in these cases with a grieving family, everything is always suspicious and everybody's always looking for a target. And in this case, Balo made Vonnie his target.
And she like, yeah, they saying he, like, she crying, like, I can't even really get shit out her like her mouth, like she crying and shit like that. So I'm thinking like, what the fuck is you talking about? Because we just talked to Vonnie, he just told us this. He told me and his baby mama Missy, the mother of his daughter. Like, Missy crying, I'm on the phone, like nervous, fuck, literally shaking and this and that. Like, and then that's when they say he was gone and shit like that. And I'm thinking like, what the fuck you mean? It's unbelievable and shit like that. So we take we get on the plane like either the same day or the next day.
Because that day, it wasn't no more flights.
Yeah, the next morning, to Atlanta, to his house and shit like that. And like,
well, Balo, man, that's expected. Of course she hurt. But like you stated earlier, your family haven't experienced, much death. So you're not used to people actually grieving in your family like that and what their reactions would be, So you gotta understand that too. Vonnie could have been told that by the doctors that he was okay and that he was gonna pull through and the surgery was going well, but it was another case in the hospital. You gotta understand this rabbit hole runs very, very deep. Your cousin was plotted on. He was a feast. He was a meal for them. So it was a whole orchestrated plot that everybody was involved in.
Asian came over to console us and shit like that. That's why I fuck with her. She came. She came. Her and her sister daughter came over to. No matter what, Asian came over with her hair not done, sticking up, no makeup, nothing. Like came over, like making sure my mama was good. Everybody she tried to take our man off, but we was like trying to do we was dancing and shit like that, trying to make not think about it and shit like that. But she came over,
We gonna go back to the day of.
Of course she came over. She had to make sure that the kill was confirmed. That was her whole point of coming over, that the kill was confirmed. She had to make sure that y'all didn't associate her name with it and that everybody was cool. So she played the role.
When we land, because we're not gonna skip that. I made it there first. And by me making it first, I was out of it. I couldn't pay attention to everything. But when I first walked in, I had all his so-called friends, everybody saying they trying to rush back to Chicago. Nobody consoling his mama upstairs, so that's the first thing I'm doing. We are going upstairs to check on her, whatever. So we hug her, we make it in. We still hear them arguing with the drivers about how they finna get back to the airport. Nobody console her. It was just. I didn't. It wasn't registering with me. I was so out of it. I'm not really paying attention to everything, and it was just a lot of stuff that happened when we first made it there. It was a lot going on, just say that.
Gotcha.
It was a lot going on. A lot.
Now, I'm going to end it right there. And y'all can go check out the rest of this interview on Mogul's State of Mind platform on his channel. Shout out to that man. He doing his thing. 36,000 subscribers up. Can't wait till we get there. We will in due time. But, man, overall, I want them to understand that Asian Doll was his handler. Hey, Asian Doll, she just came and consolidated with y'all to make sure that y'all didn't have her name on the radar. Yeah, she probably didn't want to do this, but the industry is sick at the end of the day. So it's something she was forced to do. She had to make sure that she could still come around and be cool. Now she went on to a new project in Jack Boy. She is launching the initiation into his career, his solo career, separated from Sniper Gang and Kodak Black. That's why he said, we could have been superstars, but you left me. I'm not your handler no more. You want a new handler. That's basically what Kodak was saying. You want to disappear on me to where I don't make that money off of you no more. Now I'm gone. But in the case of this King Von situation, it was a whole orchestrated, plotted plan from everybody around. Dirk was angry at him for outside situations. King Von was launching his initiation into his solo career. Got a new industry handler and Asian Doll. And yeah, he maybe didn't know as much as Lil Durk knew about the industry, but I'm sure that he knew something wasn't right. Like he stated, my manager is trying to get me to sell my soul. Then Asian Doll starts to laugh. But King Von was really worried about that. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of situations that was going on, towards the end of King Von's life that were, very stressful for him internally due to the industry and the sickness around it. I'm sure every day of his life he was worried. I'm sure every day of his life he was under stress. But all of these people who were associated with the situation have to be under review. They have to be looked at as, potential snakes, honestly. They all have to be looked at as potential snakes. If they feed into their industry, they have to be looked at as snakes. You cannot let an Asian doll be the commodity that slips between the cracks, because she's a part of the situation as well. And you see how easy it was for her to go ahead and move on. You know, she's back with another high profile boyfriend. But that's my thoughts on the situation. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. And with that being said, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you ring that bell icon and turn them post notifications on. I am dropping again today. So yeah, man, make sure you there. And with that being said, I'm out. Believe